Rosie, Rosie, your beautiful t-shirt
Hi.
with our logo. Okay, today I'm taking over the mic because I have
How
three
unusual.
episodes on my mind.
Okay. All right. Yep.
When you say how unusual, you make it so real. And one of these episodes that I have on my mind, which people know about them because we will publish them one after the other, is a topic very close to your heart. The other two are topics very close to my heart.
Oh, so it's more about you than me today, or this
Well,
week,
when we
whatever. Yeah.
finish, it's going to be about you too.
Okay. All right. Hit me. What's the
Okay.
first one? Let's go. Let's
Okay.
go.
Welcome to the Rosie and Roula show. Marhaba.
G'day.
I'm going to start with the first one. In our episode number 79, Who Should Pay on the First Date, I think? One of these about dating. We mentioned that new couples, don't talk about money and also don't talk about sex.
True.
And I want to talk about this. How not talking about sex on the long term is fucking up a relationship.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Well, maybe not you and me,
about
but
all the good things and the bad things that may be. I think we sing the song every time we have an episode with the topics.
we really do. We're not very original, are we? I don't care. All right, so what's the question?
I wanna sex you up. Do you know this one?
No, I don't. Sex bomb.
You're my sex. Okay, we're now getting very... All right, let's go back to the episode.
Sexual healing.
Before our hold on. Our listeners will check out if we don't get into the topic.
Yeah, okay, hurry up. I'm waiting.
So, Rosie, have you had a conversation at an early stage with a partner, with a girlfriend, about sex?
Not really. Not like a sit down and let's talk about it conversation, no. Should I? I feel like
I don't know.
Oh.
Should you? I know that it's a must.
Yeah.
Why
I haven't.
Haven't you talk about it in the beginning? And then tell me, when did you start talking about it?
I don't think we're raised to know how to talk about it. At least for most people. I know I wasn't. Were you raised? Was it modeled to you how to talk about sex?
No.
No.
In jokes, but not in...
Jokes, yes. And it's something men talk about because they're just horny all the time. You know, that's what they do. They talk to each other about it and make stupid jokes. Talking about sex in a more serious or meaningful way was always sort of taboo. That's the impression I got. It wasn't something you talk about. You don't talk about sex.
Yes. I think in the beginning of the relationship, everything's acceptable. It's exciting. It's beautiful.
True, yeah.
The touch, whatever. Even if one of the engaged persons is not doing something the other one like, at that stage, they accept
Talk
it.
about it.
Exciting.
True. This is true.
And then forward
it becomes
on
a
the
problem.
Relationship, this becomes a problem.
A big problem.
What I also think is that we don't take the time to think, what do we like? How do we like to be touched? What's our preference? And say it. Because we are raised to please others and not please ourselves.
Especially as women. Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
Especially for women. And men are raised that whatever they do, this is what the women want. But they don't know what the woman wants.
They don't actually know. Have they ever asked?
They don't actually know. No.
And then if they do ask, does the woman actually know what they want? Probably not.
Probably not, yes. But if the women would say what they want or what they don't want, mostly, the man get offended. And I'm saying man in hetero
Right. The partner.
relationship, you
Right.
can help me, correct me. But I'm talking about really these two genders differences, is that the men are raised that they should know what to do, and what they do is the right thing, and this is how they please their partner.
And
They
they're
are
less
not
of a
raised to
man if they
listen.
don't know. Ooh. Like me, I'm not listening. I keep talking over you. This
Yeah,
topic
I'm
is a
giving
good
here an
one.
important message, and you're screwing it up.
You talk too much. Yeah. And I think for men, you're masculine. You should know what you're doing. You should know how to please a woman. And if you don't, you're less of a man. You don't know what you're doing. But really?
True.
You got to learn these things, and it's going to be different for every person. What I like is not going to be the same as what you like. What someone else likes, what your partner's ex liked, is not going to be the same as what you like.
And maybe what she liked was a lie. How would you know it wasn't a lie?
Yeah, how many women fake orgasms do you think? I wonder what the
I faked
percentage is.
orgasm probably for the first... Until I got married, I faked my orgasm.
No.
But also, I didn't know how to orgasm.
Oh.
And my partners didn't know how to. They thought...
They
whatever
thought you were
sound
having
I'm
an
making.
orgasm because you're faking it, but you didn't really know. Oh my God. What a mess. What a mess. And do you think you have to orgasm each time you have sex?
It's a preference. It's a preference. I think, and now this is becoming very explicit, but it's also educational. I think when women don't orgasm, they can have longer sex and enjoy it longer.
Right.
Because when we orgasm, that's it. We don't feel we want to continue.
You might not want to keep going, yeah.
Yes. So keeping it for the right moment is pretty cool.
Pretty cool. That's a nice way of putting it. Yeah. So I Googled how many women fake orgasms. Wide range of figures. Up to 85%, though.
Yes.
That's so high.
Many women don't know how to orgasm.
So how did you learn? How do you learn then?
I'm going to tell you this on our third episode of today
Oh,
that we record, because
to be
it
continued.
relates to something that people want to cringe and avoid, but actually it's helpful. And I won't say it. It's going to be in our, not maybe the episode after this one.
A couple of episodes. It's either next episode or the one after.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Fine.
So the bottom line in what we're talking now is that it's an emotional, intelligent thing to do to talk about sex.
Emotionally intelligent thing to do. Whoa. You know what? You just blew my mind a little bit. And that was not an innuendo. Let's just put that out there. Oh my God, I shouldn't have said it. Because sex is often seen as this animalistic drive, urge, but then you've just compared it to emotional intelligence. And it's like, oh yeah, actually, yes.
Because, Rosie, if a partner, no matter what the gender of this partner is, doesn't want to listen to me or to you or to their partner on how they like to have sex, what
they might as well just go
prefer and what they
masturbate.
want. Yes. And that partner is showing also a side of not wanting to listen and work for the better. So if this is happening in a sex talk, how about other things in life?
True.
My advice for women is to explore what they like without a partner.
That's a scary thought for a lot of people.
There are books they can read.
Books? Are you serious? Books?
Yes.
Books. What else for
So
people who don't like reading?
how do you educate yourself? How do you know what you want if you don't want to educate yourself on it and help yourself?
It doesn't really work, does it? I guess you explore, but again, if you don't educate yourself, you might not know all the things you could be trying. I don't know. You touch yourself.
But
no, I don't know. You're right. You're right. Reading things, watching things, talking to people. Yeah. That's how we
And
learn.
touching yourself.
Yes, and touching yourself. I mean, some people might not like that. Just saying, Rula. But it is an
Yes.
exploration.
If people don't like to touch themselves. Sorry, now I'm interrupting you all the time. Go ahead.
I forgot my thought, so you go.
You were saying that some people don't like to touch themselves.
Oh, yeah. And I think that's an important conversation too. It's just, so I wanted to throw that out there. And there's more than just touching yourself to please yourself, I think. But the key is educate yourself.
Educate yourself.
And pay attention to what you like and what you don't. No pressure.
There is nothing forbidden. In your thoughts, nothing is forbidden. Because you have to, and when I say nothing's forbidden, people would take it, yeah, so then you go and walk naked and do no, this is not what I fucking mean. I mean, nothing is forbidden in imagining your own pleasure.
Right, yeah.
And that's the problem with women. We are raised, bless you, you're sneezing 3 times, 4 times.
Yeah. I muted
As
the
women-
microphones. Anyway, yes.
But I saw you.
You did. This is true. Keep going.
Women are raised not to seek their own pleasure. They're raised that it should come natural, that, touching yourself is a shame. Wanting something different than what your partner is offering is a shame. You're outrageous if you talk about sex, if you say what you want. So we're raised in a way that is oppressing our desires.
And you know what I
needs.
just thought of? I'm speaking to my upbringing, so you have to correct me if you disagree. But the whole sex talk that you get from your parents or school or whatever, most of it is about contraception. You don't want to get pregnant. You need to know about this, and this, and STDs and this, and There is nothing about the good side of sex.
True. The problem with this is that all teenagers have been having sex and enjoying it and going crazy, and no one is thinking about the lesson they got at school. Yes, but they know about and what I mean in this, Rosie, is that instead of educating them in having healthy sexual talks, as you said, they're letting them to their instinct without a solid background to protect them. Because we're all scared of having our teenagers getting pregnant. Or have a sexual disease. This is the worry.
Yeah, we're teaching them to be afraid of sex, and then they dismiss it because it's all their parents in the school talks about. But then do they know how to enjoy themselves and have the best sex they can with their partner or partners? Probably not. I'm sure they think they're having a great time. But do they know how to communicate and talk about it? I doubt it.
But at a very young age also, even though we think they're having fun, this dynamic is there. The girl wants to please the boy, and the boy thinks he knows how to please the girl.
Yeah.
And this starts at a very young age, from the first times that we are in a sexual relationship. I don't know exactly how to talk to my son about it, but I found a great book. I have it on my phone. I don't remember the name. I've been researching what can I read to help my son. I've already read for him a couple of books for his age when he was younger. And now that he's 10, I want to educate him really, really on having this intelligent conversation.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to do it. So I'm going to get some help to learn how to do it.
I love that. And you have to share with us, okay? I'm not a parent, but I want to know. And I think other parents want to know. Because we don't know how to talk to our kids about sex. If you're basing it on how your parents spoke to you about it, it's going to be a disaster.
True. My parents never talked to me about sex. I grew up in the Middle East. They talk about marriage.
Yeah.
But it's not no one talks about sex. No one. All right. So this was quite a
I don't feel like we really
conversation.
answered the question, but it is an interesting conversation. I want to give our listeners something to go away with, because this is a topic you talk about a lot on your podcast. It's a topic you care a lot about and that you have been, I guess, putting a lot of time and energy into, like in your personal life, the communication side. So what is one thing our listeners can do? Because a lot of them are going to be going, oh, I don't talk to my partner about that. That's awkward. Where do I start? Where do they start? What do they do?
Yes. They have to start with themselves.
Mm.
Have an honest inner conversation. What they don't like about their sex life. What they like to get rid of. The bad habits they learned in their sex life. And get over the shame that to know what they want, they have to explore alone, not with their partner. And I'm not saying alone, go cheat, have sexual partners, etc. No, I'm saying alone by reading good books for women and also maybe for men, but it's hard to advise men on this topic.
True,
we have
true.
to guide them into this. And there are incredibly good podcasts about getting to know ourselves in sex. There is a podcast called Sex with Emily. It's outrageous, but very much educational, especially for women. And a lot of men ask questions, and all the questions are so good, so good. I will leave it in the show notes. There are other podcasts that are really educational and good. And I think that women should, listening to a book or reading an erotic book from time to time. And then when they read the book, they will know if the writer is putting in the desire of the woman or is following the norm that man knows what women want and the woman is enjoying it. And by reading it intelligently, they will start finding out, oh shit, no, I don't want this for me. I want something else. So it's an exploration. And I know a lot of women, especially women from my age, they don't want to put time in it. But I want to say to the midlife women, now is the time to enjoy and have fun. You're not scared of getting pregnant. You don't have babies to look after. You have the energy because your kids are older and you take back time for yourself. Now it's time to enjoy. You're never too old to enjoy. On the contrary, I think these are the new teenage years. So go and enjoy.
I love that. Go and enjoy, listeners, and let us know. Do you talk about sex with your partner? Do you know what you like? Have you told them what you like?
And they can reach out. I would love to answer any
Roula's
questions they
Sex
have.
Hotline.
I'm not a sex therapist, but I worked so much on having a good balance in my life on this topic. So,
all right. I don't know how to wrap
listening.
this up. Yes. Thank you for listening. Bye. If you got a kick out of our conversation today, can you pretty please hit the follow button and share it with another opinionated person? This is the easiest way for you to support the show. It also gives Roula and I the motivation
Rosie,
to keep
I have
going.
to stop you there. Stop telling people what to do. If they like to follow the show and share it, it's totally up to them. Guys, please, can you help us follow and share the show? Thank you so much. See you next time.
Said.